everyone, Ryan Eaters from Lucid Media Games. Just wanted to go over, so today's video is going to be about the Berserker and its movement and how it works on the board. So this is quarantine edition, so don't mind the super long hair and everything. We have still been working on everything as best we can while in quarantine, and unfortunately it has set us back in our timeline on everything, but we're gonna keep on working through it, and once everything's good to go, we'll definitely be bringing you a very awesome game that's gotten even more attention and work through than we maybe would have already had to begin with. So today we'll talk about the Berserker in the game and how it moves and the different aspects of how that plays. So first I'll just show you guys. So this is the Berserker piece, and hopefully you can see that fairly well with the lighting here. Now this is the original wood carved one that I did, so that's why it is going to look probably a little different. Again, the actual version, once we do all the 3D modeling and all that and get it sent out to the manufacturer, more than likely it'll look a little different, probably look a little cleaner, honestly, because this was all done by me by hand. So it's, you know, not perfect, but it's worked for us to make our resin pieces, which the white's really flaring up, so it's a lot harder to see, but you know, we did get the resin pieces made off of this one. So let me try and get him moved around there. So he does have, I went with the wolf skin over the head, so did some tried to make it look like the fur in the back there, and then it's kind of hanging over, and then he's obviously got his trusty axes there in front of him. So next I'll go ahead and I will show you how they move on the board and some of the things they can do, and why the Berserker is quite possibly my favorite piece. It's really hard. It's a really hard toss-up between the Chieftain and the Berserkers for me. But let me go ahead and I'm going to get this board set up, and then I'll go over how they move and how they attack and work. Okay guys, so hopefully you can hear me okay. I got this set up about the best that I can. Unfortunately, I don't have a nice fancy phone stand that I can hold this out and give you a little better angle, but hopefully you can see well enough and bear with me a little bit here. So I am using the silver Berserker as my demonstration piece. The white pieces are going to be the enemy. Now, so with the Berserker has 3 actions that it can do, which is quite a few. So in any given action, you can move, you can attack. And now the other nice thing about the Berserkers are, on each of its movements, it can move 2 spaces per action. So on one action, it can go 1, 2, and he still has 2 more actions. So if he wanted to, he could say, you know, starting here, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and get all the way behind this piece, or he could get up here to this Berserker, or say there was a chieftain there. So he can do any of that. Now, they also have the ability that they can move 1 space on the diagonal. Now, why that's important is because normally, you know, moving 2 would be 1, 2 when they get there, or just 1 space on the diagonal. The reason why that's important for certain pieces is because, say there was a piece standing here, now he can't move through this piece because it's a shield, and I'll explain why that's important for the Berserker in a minute. But because the space here is open, he could just slip right through and make it there for one, because he can do 1 movement, 1 diagonal movement per action. So he is able to still do that, whereas if he could only move in straight lines, he wouldn't be able to go 1, 2, because that shield maiden is in his way. So he has two movements per action. His attacks are the most deadly in the game because he does 3 damage per 1 hit. So this is why we call them our shock troops, or the shield breakers is kind of another one that we kind of use here and there, is because, as you see on the shields take 3 hits in order to break them. So most
pieces have to hit shields a couple times to break them. However, Berserkers, they can just walk right in, one hit and that shield is gone, and then a second hit and they've already taken out that shield maiden. And they still have one more action to where they can move or they can get back out of there. Now, I like to always say when you're playing Drakar, you should play like a Viking, and Vikings don't really retreat. They're more of get in there and just tear everyone down. But if that's your style to back up, not saying that's a bad strategy, it will work for you sometimes. It just all depends on how you want to play. Now, the Berserkers' special ability that they can do is they can move past anyone except for enemy shields. So that's why it's important with this shield main, is because he can't move past these enemy shields, unfortunately. So he can't get past them. However, if it was any other piece, so let's say our Berserker is over here, and that Archer is pesky, but they're pretty easy to take out. So, and he would rather get to the enemy's Berserker because he doesn't want that Berserker to come in and start doing damage to his troops. Like I said, I don't want this Berserker to come in and break my shields. So, what the Berserker can do is they can rush past the enemy Archer because he does not have a shield, so he can go 1, 2, get to that Berserker, and second action, take that Berserker out. Now he still has one more action, so he could go ahead and, you know, turn around and take out that Archer as well. But say he had to use, you know, a movement to get up to this spot. So, you know, one movement to get there, 2 movements to get there, and then boom, last action is to take out that enemy Berserker. It's also something that they can do with their own people, except they can move past their own shields. So let's say that I have my troops set up here in a way that, you know, I wanted that shield to protect my Berserker from any just random arrows that might be coming in. However, now when he's ready to move, he can go right past his own shield, get right up here, say he wants to take an action and, you know, 2 and take out that shield maiden, maybe take out the Archer and move again, or he just wants to go 1, 2, and 3 and take out that Berserker. So he can move past any of his own troops without any problem whatsoever. Now, the other thing to know about the Berserker is that they actually, their class card, their class ability, makes it so that they, which we are right now, we're calling it Unstoppable, which may or may not end up being the final name for it. Well, we like it. Now, what happens if you get the Berserker class card and you get that Unstoppable card? Now they can move past enemy shields and they can move past anyone they want, which that can be very useful because, you know, who's to say your enemy doesn't set up a nice little wall of shield maidens right in front of you, and now, you know, you have to either take a lot of time to get around them, or if you have this Unstoppable card, guess what? You get to just move right through and take him out. Now, again, they're your shock troops and the shield breaker, so maybe you don't care about getting to that Berserker, and maybe you just want to get in and start smashing shields up so your archers can pick off the shield mains. In that case, you know, he might say, okay, hit that one and break that shield, move over, hit that one and break that shield. So there's his 3 actions, and now there's 2 shield mains that no longer have shields. Not only can they not defend for themselves anymore, and they can be taken out with only 1 more hit, but now they can't block anyone that's behind them. So now this Archer, he doesn't have a shield maiden to block him. So, well, this one would still be able to, but we'll go over that in the shield maiden. But say the shield maiden's over there, now any archers can shoot right past and take him out with 1 shot, because now this shield maiden can no longer block for him now that the Berserkers broke that shield. So, like I said, they're your shock troops. You only get 4 of them, so use them wisely. But they can get in, get out, or just go in and just cause a bunch of chaos. So they are great little pieces.
So that's how the Berserker works for you guys. You know, like I said, they're a really fun piece to use. They're also very deadly, but just a lot of cool things you can do with the Berserkers. I've used them in a lot of my games to wreak some havoc, especially on Jordan in particular. So I'm sure he can tell you about that at some point if he would like to, maybe in one of his live streams or one of our live streams. But that's the Berserker, and that's how they work, everyone. So next video I will do either the Shield Maiden or the Archer. If you guys want to comment and let me know which one you're more excited to hear about, please do leave the comment in the video and in the comment section, and I will definitely take whichever one. If anybody does happen to vote, or you guys do give me who you'd like to see next, then I will definitely do whichever piece you would like to see next. And then we'll keep moving through and get all these done for you guys, so you get a little bit of something to just see the process and see how this game is working. And then once we get it all nice and pretty for you guys, then we'll do a live demonstration, and hopefully me and Brian can play a game and kind of answer some questions and go through stuff, so you guys can see how a whole game is played, and then hopefully you guys love it. But once again, this is Ryan Nieders with Omnilucid Media Games. Like, subscribe, comment, like I said, and can't wait to talk to you guys. Thanks.